Afternoon everyone, and a very warm welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So today we are here at Venice doing our return leg back to London Heathrow. Apologies, it took a little while to get this video or this stream out. Just a very busy week. Welcome Leonardo, hope you're well mate, and hey Flight Sim Marshall, hope you're well as well. Cheers for your message the other day, and hopefully we managed to sort that out. So passengers are currently getting on board. We will jump into the flight deck. Fuel's just going on as we speak. Everything's all set up, ready to go. What we'll do, we'll take you through the operational flight plan for today's flight.
Completely clear for takeoff. Once your hand baggage is safely stowed, please make yourself comfortable and keep the aisle clear.
So we're in the Airbus A319 IA variant, obviously British Airways Livery. Call sign today, Sweaver 97 Tango. We need to ignore the operational route a little bit. So for some reason SimBrief has planned 22 left, while the actual active is 04 left. Very similar routing though. It's the Roki 8 Mike departure that we're going to be doing. Flight time's around 1 hour 55 minutes. Fuel on board 7.2 tons. We are slightly above our maximum landing weight, so if we need to make a return we will need to burn a tiny bit of fuel. So we're expecting runway 27 right for our landing into Heathrow, the Eliso 1 hotel arrival, and we potentially may be holding at Biggin. Initial climb out of Venice, like I say, we are expecting runway 04 left. That's actually the wrong chart, so let's get the right chart up. So initial climb out is flight level 140, just over some of the high terrain. Straight out left hand turn, initial climb 2,500 and then up to 14,000. Cruise level today is flight level 340. Low cost index, but it may be a bit windy and a bit wet on the way over. So let's have a look to see how the refuel is getting on. So he's just about done that. And we can get seatbelt signs to on. Cheers Leonardo. Yeah, in fairness, I'm actually really happy with this new Java Sim panel. Obviously I didn't pay for it, just to point that out. It was sent to me, but no, this is actually the first proper flight that I've done with it. I've had a little play with it, but this is the first proper actual flight. Unfortunately there's no ATC on here at Venice, which is sod's law really, but there is ATC on at Heathrow currently. But no, it's really good. Just allows you to change a lot of the volumes and stuff as well, which is pretty good for streams, so I can adjust the sim volume as well. And going over to TikTok, so Flight Sim Marshall, so in the process of getting overhead sorted, really like the Java here, but you can't decide. How did I manage to get it sent to you? I tried to contact Java. So if you message them on their WhatsApp, they're the most responsive on their WhatsApp. Sometimes it can take a little, obviously they're based in Thailand, so the time difference for the UK can be a little bit of an issue. But in fairness, it didn't take that long. Obviously, I actually paid for the overhead panel myself. That came straight out of my pocket, that did. So that was the first product that I've bought from them. In fairness, it's a good panel. It is actually, technically speaking, my second panel, so I had an issue with mine. However, mine was like the first batch of the lot, and there was a couple of issues with it, which they happily sent back free of charge. It's not costing me a penny, and they sent me a brand new panel out. But that was mainly due to some power issues with the actual panel, which they'd rectified with the new version. Obviously, I was running the older version, so they sent me the newer version. But since then, we've had no issues whatsoever. It is a good panel. It's one of them panels that there's not really any other company on the market currently. It depends how desperate you are for it. Personally, I would say probably wait until the wind control product comes out. I think we'll probably well end up upgrading to the full size panel when Wind Control release it. So the new panel that we're using today from Java Simulator is the radio panel. So the Captain Pack radio panel, that is the new panel from them, and it's really good, to be fair. The backline as well is amazing.
Hello,
on it.
good afternoon
Really,
to
really
you
good.
all. My name's Cameron, and on behalf of the entire crew, very warm welcome on board this British Airways flight. To help us depart as soon as possible, please place your larger hand baggage securely into the overhead.
It'd be interesting to see how we get on. It'd be nice to be able to turn the predictive wind shear system off without having to look down after landing, which is pretty cool.
You're sitting in a front row seat or an emergency exit row.
Like I say, if anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try and answer them the best I can. But so we're just waiting for these last couple of containers to get on. Once they are on, I guess we are good to go. So that being said, let's get the APU on and started.
Vaping and other smoking devices is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This includes the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. Once again, thank you and a very warm welcome on board this British Airways flight.
Oh, you're running a bit late here. Oh, you're going to follow us up here. Fair dues. Cool stuff. Cheers for the follow, V-Pilot Danilo. So finding the integration decent between both Simac Pro and Java Sim. Yeah, in fairness, actually, the integration is not too bad. I can't really show you, but because I only capture the game window, but it runs quite smoothly in the background. They don't conflict with each other. Obviously, I'd imagine if you have the same panel, there may be some conflict. And in fairness, the backlighting all syncs up quite nicely between both products, which is pretty good. The only thing I have said, and I mentioned it in my review, is I do feel that when you're changing frequency, it's a tad slow for my liking. But I think that could potentially be an issue with FSU IPC rather than actually the product. It's not a major issue, but just it's not quite as snappy. I think eventually we probably will end up all with the Wind Control products, just because it integrates so much easier, literally plug and play. And in fairness, once the Java Sim head's all set up, it is plug and play. I don't even have to do anything. I open the sim and it will start itself up, no problem.
Cabin crew, boarding complete.
Wonderful, boarding's completed. So, APU is on and available, so we'll get rid of the external power. So then, cockpit preparation, gear pins, and cover to move fuel quantity. Let's have a back gander at that. Oh, let's not have a gander at that. Stuck down there. Right, so you've got 7,180 kilograms, and that is balanced. There's nothing in the centre tank, so we'll get rid of the centre tank pumps. Seat belts are on. Adheres are set to nav alignment. We'll just verify that on the MCD as well. So that's 1, 2, and 3 into nav alignment. Wonderful. And a barrel ref is 1016, which is the current. And it looks like we just had a runway change at Heathrow, so we'll have a look at that on the way over. But yeah, it looks like Heathrow is now using 09 rights. I think the wind's been a bit blustery today, to be fair. Still waiting on the RMP and TCAS panel from Wind Control.
Venice traffic, Ryanair 702 pushing back from stand 322 facing south, Venice.
Yeah, it is going to be a huge panel, to be fair. I think it would support the overhead that I've got, to be honest. I don't think it will cause any major issues. I have actually pre-ordered the RMP, and you might think I'm a little bit crazy for doing that. Bear in mind they've just been sent like a 500 quid product, and obviously already got the TCAS panel from Wind Control. Yeah, you might think I'm a bit crazy, but I'm potentially looking at getting a pedestal to replace these metal plates, because as much as they're alright, it'd just be nice to have everything a bit more realistic and closer together. So I'm currently having a chat with Rosefire to see if potentially I might be able to have a look at their new pedestal. However, I've also seen another one that I do like as well from Core Flight Simulator. Yeah, Core Flight something. And that looks pretty good as well. Right, so let's finish chatting and let's get ready to go. So we're pretty much all good to go. It's just pretty much waiting for pushback from stand. So I'm interested to see where this guy's going to taxi from. So there's an aircraft over to our right hand side somewhere. Oh, that's the Ryanair there. And we will go from there. So the only thing I don't want to do is, depends which way he's taxiing and we might end up blocking him, so we'll just give it a couple of seconds just to see if in fairness actually he can go down onto Quebec, so it's not an issue, is it? So before start, parking brake is not set, it is now. Takeoff speeds and thrusts. 139, 139, 143 and thrust of 78. Windows and doors, hopefully they're closed and the beacon can come on. Oh, nice one. Oh, so it's similar to me then. Very, very similar to me. Yeah, certainly get in contact with them. In fairness, I don't have any discount details for JavaSim, but if you message them, so I managed to get a little bit of a discount in the first place. What were you looking for on the website? But yeah, I'm having a potentially look at the Rosefire pedestal, because that's the thing. Rosefire have given us a nice code, but I don't actually own any of their products, which is a bit of an issue. So as much as I want to try and be a bit of an ambassador for them, it's difficult when you don't own any of their products, so but there we go. But yeah, they reached out to me in fairness and said, oh, would you like to join? So I said, well, why not? Evening everyone, hope you, or evening, afternoon everyone, hope you're all well. We will get pushback from stand in a second. So
Venice traffic, Ryanair 702 will taxi to holding point for runway 04 right via Quebec, Mike and Alpha, Venice.
So we're actually going to take off from 04 left. You can use either runway, to be fair. A lot of people have been using 04 right. Maybe that's me getting it wrong, but there we go. I don't know why it's just gone really laggy all of a sudden. Right then, so let's get GSX working. Apologies, this GSX menu is going to be massive. I don't know what's happened to it. So we want to be nose to the left, tail to the right. I don't even know where the tug is there. I bet that's why I can't hear things of it. Right, brake released.
Commencing the push. All engines clear. Start at window.
Start sequence 1 and 2, starting number 1. Oh, hang on, let's stop.
A very warm welcome on board.
Yeah.
All customers have now boarded, and we're about to brief you on the safety procedures of this Airbus A319. We ask that you remove your personal headphones until the end of the briefing. Portable electronic devices may be used during the flight, as long as they are in flight safe mode.
We made a bit of a mistake there. I don't know if anyone noticed. Well, probably didn't notice.
Landing. You may also use personal headphones at these times. Larger items, including laptops, must be switched off and stowed away safely. As a reminder, smoking is not permitted at any time whilst on board. Thank you.
We nearly reversed into that Ryanair. I didn't realise he taxied behind me. Oh well. So, engine number 1 is started.
Your attention is essential, as these may differ from any aircraft you've flown on before. Please study the safety card in your seat. Important safety information specific to this aircraft type, such as
Right, so clear to disconnect.
the location and
Starting 2.
operation of the doors. In the event of an emergency, low-level lighting will guide you to an exit. All exits are clearly marked and are being pointed out to you now. Please take a moment to locate your nearest exit, bearing in mind this may be behind you. Opening the doors automatically inflates the evacuation.
There is Marshal, take care, mate.
Shoes must
yeah, feel free to get in touch if you have any issues.
Please ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. It must
How is Leonardo today then? I enjoyed your video yesterday.
be fastened and adjusted like this, and opened like this. For your comfort and safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible at all times during the flight. If the cabin air supply fails, oxygen will be provided.
Door track disconnection.
Masks like
Bypass
this
security.
will appear automatically.
So I don't have any mic settings on Streamlabs, in fairness.
Stay in your
In all fairness, yeah, I don't have any. So mode selected to norm, APU off.
and breathe normally. Adjusting
Yeah, I don't have any mic settings. It's all done through the AMD graphics hub.
You may need to pull on a
So
streamer to
obviously it depends on what
release
GPU you've got to if you
Make
can
sure your own mask is
do it,
fitted
basically.
before helping anyone else.
There's the pin.
Your life jacket is underneath or beside your seat. If required, remove the jacket from its container and pull it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely.
So after start answer is not required. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim
To inflate, pull the red toggle
0.8
and
up.
show.
Rudder trim is
The
neutral.
air can be
So
topped up by using this mouthpiece.
flight controls.
There is
Pull left.
also a light for attracting attention.
Pull right.
Inflate your life jacket
Neutral.
until you are outside the aircraft.
Pull up.
Any personal
Pull down.
devices with flight safe mode should
Neutral.
have this
Rudder.
feature
Pull
enabled
left.
now. Handheld
Pull
devices must
right.
be held securely or
Neutral.
placed into a pocket. Larger devices, including laptops, must be switched off and stowed in your luggage for takeoff and landing. Take care your device does not get lost within your seat.
So
If
let's
it
get
does,
taxiing.
please move it and let one of your cabin crew know. Devices must be switched off and disconnected.
Venice traffic
from
speed
any
by
signal
97
sockets
Tango
that are not
taxiing
being
to
used.
runway 04 left for departure on
Ensure your hand
via
baggage is
Mike
not
on
blocked
point
the
Mike
aisles or exits.
Zulu
It must
2.
be put underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. Do place items into the locker carefully as they may fall out and injure someone. In the event of an evacuation, you must move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking nothing with you. Please now ensure that your seat is in the upright and takeoff position with the armrest down and your tray table is folded away.
Don't know why it's gone a bit laggy again, so it seems to have this issue a little
Finish
bit lately,
traffic, Airline
and I'm not too sure
702, line
why.
up and wait runway 04 right,
Cigarettes,
finish.
vaping and the use of other smoking devices is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This includes the toilets which are fitted with smoke detectors.
I'm gonna double check the
If you have
GSX.
any questions, please ask a member of your cabin crew. Thank you very much.
There we go, it's fine now. So, brake check, pressure 0. So, we're gonna make a right turn onto Mike. It's gonna take a bit of getting used to this new system.
Finish traffic, Ryanair 702, taking off from runway 04 right, departure to the south, finish traffic.
There's the Ryanair rolling there. So it is a packs off departure today. There we go. So, just make sure the cabin is secure and ready. So, we're just going to hold here for a second until we can proceed. Until the cabin's secure. We've not been told the cabin's secure yet, so.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff.
Wonderful. So, flight deck.
Camera at door 1 left. cabin secure for takeoff.
Wonderful, thank you. So, taxi, check close flight controls, check flap setting, config 1 plus F radar, predictive windshield system, on an auto, engine mode selected norm, and eco memo takeoff, no blue. Oh, that's no good. Right. How do we get even onto this runway? Oh, I see. It's like a little de-icing bay, yeah. Like I say, we flew into here the other day, but it was a bit dark when we flew in, so if we get some nice views on the way out. There's nothing on the approach, nothing on the radar. Better try speed at 97 Tango, line up runway 04 left for departure to the north. So, strobes on, packs 1 and 2 off. So, line up checklist, take up runway 04 left, TCAS, TARA, packs 1 and 2 both off. So, landing lights on. So, thrust 50%. Take off. And flex 78 SRS runway auto thrust blue. Thrust set. .100 knots. P1. Rotate. Positive rate of flight, go. Nav. Thrust, climb. Speed check flap 0.
I'm the in-flight manager for British Airways flights. I'd like to add a special welcome to those of you joining us from our executive club.
So in the 319 now, cheers for the follow, mate.
Partners. Also working alongside me today, a big team of Moira, David and Alexa.
Can I see if we get a nice view of where we just departed from? Probably out the window. There you go, there's the airport we just departed from. There's Venice off to the left hand side. So, nose lights can go away.
Smoking devices is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This includes the toilets which are fitted with smoke detectors. RP8 Wi-Fi is available on today's flight. To connect to the network, visit trends to find an original guide to your destination or tips. That's me.
Oh, so you managed to divert the plane. That's always a good start.
Life magazine for free by the .air Wi-Fi login screen on your personal electronic device.
So there is Clipchamp is the editor for standard pressure. Clipchamp is the Windows native one. I've just moved over, like I say, to another.
Information on specific allergens on today's flight, please contact any member. As you seated in our Club Europe cabin, we offer you a complimentary meal and drinks from the bar. Your traveller cabin will be offering you a water and a snack. This will be followed by a High Life Cafe service. If you'd like to purchase from a selection of High Life Cafe items on today's flight, please connect.
Like I say, guys, if you got any questions, feel free to ask us for the follow and stuff. Much appreciated. Don't know who else we have got over on YouTube today. Like I say, flight time's about 1 hour 55, so not a bad flight really.
Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight.
So 10,000 feet, the landing lights are off. Yeah, I've managed. So what I've started to do, Leonardo. So if I'm not using them, so like obviously we're not really touching the panels at the moment, very much. So if I'm not touching the panels, I hide the cameras out of the way. So it's not that there's nothing's gone wrong. It's just that's the way I've set it now. So after departure, that way you guys get some better views of the flight. Oh, that's a bit noisy, isn't it? So, like I say, cruise level is flight level 140. The weather's going to be a bit dodgy though once we climb a little bit higher. Sorry, 340 is our cruise, not 140. That was the initial climb. So I have Streamlabs open on the monitor on the left hand side. I have Navigrapher on the right hand side, and same with VATSIM. It's all on the right side. And then obviously flight sim's all on one monitor. So you see we've got a little bit of weather just over to the right hand side. As we climb it out a little bit more, there is going to be a little bit of turbulence. We are going to release the camera for the time being, because there's nothing obvious immediately, but yeah, for some reason I seem to get some micro stutters and I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if it's just because we've not flown to this area before, so obviously it's downloading a lot of the scenery, but one stock how we doing, mate? We should get some lovely views over here though. There's some lovely mountain ranges around here. Don't ask me what mountain ranges they are, I'm not too sure. I'm not that familiar with Italy, to be honest. Don't like that view though. We will do some more 321 flights as well, I think, next week. So I don't think there's not going to be a stream tomorrow. However, Wednesday daytime there probably will be one. and then later in the week and next weekend. So you get Streamlabs, so some of the settings in Streamlabs you can set, you can choose what monitor, so mine actually captures the game output rather than the actual monitor output, but it does just depend, to be honest. So 20,000 feet. Lovely views out here though. Lovely, lovely views. Do we ever get stutters when landing at airports? We can do. Since I've upgraded my graphics card, it isn't so much an issue anymore, to be honest with you. But yes, previously we have had stutters. Since the latest sim update as well, things seem to be a little bit better. Having said that, we've had a few stutters on the flight today, but like I say, I don't know if that's more the case or just the fact that we've not flown to that airport before. I always get a bit nervous when the aircraft starts turning of its own accord, but it's alright, it's following the flight plan, so it's all good. So at the minute we're hitting around 60 frames per second, and that's pretty much what I've got it set to. So in flight I can hit 60 quite easily. It tends to get down to about 40 maybe. And this is with a 24GB graphics card. Flight Sim is renowned for being really hard to run. One of the things that my computer struggled with is the processor. So my processor is getting on a little bit now. It's a good processor still. It's a AMD 7800X3D, but I think potentially we may need to have a look at the 9800X3D going forward. But we'll see how things go. Unfortunately, I'm on holiday at the end of this month, so I'm not going to buy a new processor this month, not until after I've been on holiday anyway. But yeah, it's particularly with Streamlabs, it does obviously use your resources, particularly a lot with the overlays and things. That can also have a bit of an impact. So how do you stop stutters? You have an i9 RTX 580, so that's a decent graphics card as well. So we have an AMD, I can't remember what it's called now. It's a 24GB card that AMD do anyway. Is it the 7900 XTX I think we have. But it's a lot of it is around, so VRAM is a big part of Flight Sim, and also processing power is a big part of Flight Sim. It all depends on where you're flying to as well. So if you download some of the areas as well, that can reduce stutters. Obviously if you download them onto a decent hard drive, that can reduce some of the stutters. It's difficult to know, everyone's situation is slightly different. If you check out our Discord page, you can have a look at our settings. I've got them uploaded on our Discord page, and you can try our settings, see if they work. How much RAM do you have, Tam? So we have 64 gig, but the sim only uses about 32 of that, to be fair. Now you got 32, so that should be more than sufficient. So we have 64, but obviously we stream as well, so that obviously has a bit of an impact with RAM usage. Sorry. AirPay G24, hope you well, mate. Like I said, we are on the vaccine network, but unfortunately there's not a lot going on around here. Like I said, I'm hoping once we start heading over towards London, so at the minute Tower's online at Heathrow. And if I'm honest, this is like only the second time that I've flown into Heathrow. It's not a route that we do very often on the sim. And I don't really know why. I think it's just because it's such a busy place normally. I try and avoid it because you can spend hours trying to get into places. So like I said, we need to have a quick look at the runway that's in use. So what we're going to do, if we head down to the MCDU, we'll have a we'll do a quick ATIS request and just see what runway is actually in use. So sometimes Navigograph will tell you the correct information, but I like to just double check as well. We're just waiting for the weather to come back. So ATIS. So Heathrow information: Victor 27 left for departure. Oh, okay. Arrival runway 27 left, departure runway 27 right. Runway condition report 555. Also, it is still the same. Finish 1004, but we'll have a quick look at the weather a bit closer to the flight. Hey Josh, how we doing, mate? Hope you're well. And yes, the flight. So I don't know if you saw, I did actually do the flight the other way the other day, but I didn't stream it. It's just I was really busy that day and I needed a bit of time away from the PC, so we managed to do a nice little video. I hope the video wasn't too bad. I've started using Final Cut Pro using my MacBook, and it's taken a bit of learning, I'm not gonna lie. But I think we're getting there slowly but surely we're getting there. Yeah, now I thought we'll do the return leg, so I actually quite enjoyed the flight, to be honest, into Venice. It's quite scenic in places as well. Like I say, guys, feel free to give us a like, comment and subscribe over on YouTube, and also give us a follow on TikTok as well. We'd be much appreciated. Like I said, we are trying to grow the channel a little bit more, especially now I have a little bit more, I say I have a little bit more time to actually do streams, but you wouldn't think that by my recent performance, to be fair. Sometimes I've gone from being really busy at uni to then being really busy at work, so it's just one of the things to try and work out what's best way around it, to be honest. And so if someone wants to see our new panel, so this is the new panel from Java Simulator. It's pretty nice, to be fair. I'm quite happy with it anyway. Like I say, feel free to check out our review. Did a full review on that yesterday, the day before. But that's a pretty neat bit of kit, to be fair. As you see, we've got a pretty beefy headwind at the moment, and we should be on the ground. So it's saying 16:23 UTC time, so that'll be about 5:20 UK time. I'm just having a quick play with the weather radar. I don't really know what I'm doing there, to be honest. It's some manual game for some reason, but I want There we go. Next, so Marshall, see you back again. So there's not a great deal to, well, I say there's not a great deal to see. There's loads of mountain ranges below us, but so in a little bit we'll have a talk about our arrival in Heathrow. Like I said, I've only flown into Heathrow maybe once or twice before. I'm just hoping we don't have to hold it big in. We may do. Well, I don't know if anyone has ordered the pedestal from Rosefire. I'm really intrigued to see what it's going to be like, because I've got a bit of mixed feelings about it, to be perfectly honest. I ideally would prefer an aluminium one, but obviously the downside to that is they're quite expensive. But if it's quite sturdy, then I don't see a reason why we can't go with the Rosefire. Hence why I would like to try it out, do a bit of review on it. Hey Jason, how we doing, mate? Have you been playing your guitar today then, Leonardo, or you just been chilling out today, having a day off to chill? I always think my life's busy, but then sounds like your life, Leonardo, is a lot busier than mine, to be fair. Always on the go doing something. Always. Like I say, guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm no major expert with much stuff, but I've been playing Flight Sim for a little while now, so most of the stuff I can wing it a bit. It's lovely views out here. It really is. I don't know what you guys think to my EFB background picture. I really like it. Amazing what ChatGPT can make for you. I always get a bit worried when they start looking at the EFB and the aircraft starts turning itself. So we've got 536 miles to run. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the charts for Heathrow anyway, so you guys are a bit more prepared. If we need to dive anywhere, we're going up to Manchester, by the way. So obviously this is Heathrow Airport. So we're at the moment expecting to land on runway 27 right. In the 319 we don't need a lot of runway to prepare. It's like a 4,000 metre runway just short of 3,901 metre runway. So we'll probably vacate, I would imagine, probably at Alpha 10 Echo, somewhere around there. And typically British Airways stands are in this vicinity here, Terminal 5A. We'll try and go on our famous stand, which I think is it 554 or something? You want me to send you a picture where my mic's mounted? I can literally show you. You should be able to see it on the stream. Bear with me 2 secs. Oh no, maybe not. Can you see it here? It's literally here where my hand is. Literally just on the front, on the left hand side of the desk. Or the top of the desk. You can see it just lit up slightly, just in this corner. Like I say, so we're expecting to be Terminal 5A. That's pretty much where British Airways always park. I think it's the BA terminal, to be honest. So a fairly short taxi, which is much appreciated. Like I say, I'm not that familiar, if I'm honest, with all the different holding points. So they don't always show very well on here, but there's a couple of like there's Pluto down here, there's Disso at the top, but we'll see how we go. This is our arrival routing into the lovely Heathrow. So we will start our star at Alesso. So it's at Alesso 1 hotel arrival we've got. There's a couple of restrictions, not many to be fair. So at ETVAX they want to be at flight level 180, and then by the time we get to Biggin Hill we want to be at flight level 70, max speed of 220. And then you'll see in a second we will then make the approach. Actually it doesn't show the approach, but pretty much the approach is a bit of a funny one, and I'll show you on the radar in a minute of how the approach works. So pretty much you come in from Biggin. Oh, let's get my pen out. So you come out of Biggin here, and then you make like a series of S's, and then onto the runway, somewhere like that. The most awful drawing going, but there we go. And then obviously we're going onto the northerly runway at Heathrow. To intercept the ILS for Heathrow, we want to be at 2,500 feet. We need to be a little bit careful because obviously there's high buildings in the vicinity, with the fact we're going pretty much flying over central London. Pretty much follow the Thames down. In case of a missed approach, we need to climb to 3,000 feet straight ahead till passing 1,580 feet, which is very precise. Then we'll turn right onto a track of 315, and then we'll continue as directed by ATC. So typically for a missed approach, you would probably come out to Chiltern, and then back round for another approach. It's a 3-degree glide path angle, pretty standard for every airport in the UK. Minimums are 278 for the ILS, and that is about all. So here we go. So this is the taxi chart, which I might actually keep because so you'll see there's a lot of different names over. So we've got Dingo over this side here, sorry, Dasso, Vicas, so we get a lot of them. So if we plan to vacate at, what do we say, Alpha, we said Alpha 10 Echo, typically we'll probably come down here onto Bravo, I would imagine. We may need to hold up Rabbit, who knows, and then I would imagine pretty much straight down to Cobra and then into our stand at Terminal 5A, I would imagine. Obviously we'll find out when we get a bit closer, but that's pretty much the routing anyway for Heathrow. Sorry to bore you. So how do you change your EFB background? That's a really good question, and I will show you. It's actually really straightforward. So, well, I say it's straightforward, it's not really. So if you go into the EFB here, what you need to do is click on the use external. So you can't just go to the settings and put the background image into here, so that you can reset it from there. You can't actually go into it. So what you need to do is go into use external device, and then you need to basically type in your IP address. So the easiest way to do that, if you go onto the, you can't see this, but go onto the Windows like start menu, type the word run, which will open a little run box. What you want to do is type the word CMD, press enter, and then it'll open up the command prompt. And if you type the word ipconfig, press enter, it will then give you your IP address. And basically what you need to do is, so it'll be your IPv4 address that pops up. So you type that into the internet browser. So for, in my case, 192.168.1.221. And then what you need to do is put this semicolon and then 8083, and then it'll open basically the same thing in the EFB. Go into the settings page on the actual website, and then basically you drag and drop the image that you want to put as your background. Hopefully that makes sense. So we got a company message. It's probably going to be about delays, but I think we came off stand on time. Perfect. Like I say, we could get a little bit of dodgy weather as we come into Heathrow. I'm not sure, if I'm completely honest. It all depends. Let's see, we're proceeding quite nicely up. Philip, how are we doing? So unfortunately this is a bit more of the boring bit of the stream, because obviously there's not a lot going on really. Some nice views though. I love the cinematic mode on Chase Plane, it's really good, to be fair. So someone actually commented on one of my videos about around my rudder pedals and actually said I've got the mounting plate on the wrong way round apparently. I'm not too sure though, to be fair. Cheers buddy. Yeah, no, I quite like it. I quite enjoyed the background colour, to be fair. Enjoy the background, and I don't know what you're referring to, maybe you're referring to Chase Plane, but yeah, Chase Plane's really good as well. Really, really good at. Though mine came out of sync earlier, and I don't know why. What's going on with all these people? Oh, they got faces now. Hello people, how are we all doing? They all look a bit depressed, don't they? Oh, what's she playing? Is she playing a bit of Mario Kart? Have a quick look. I always get a bit nervous moving around the cockpit. In case the autopilot disconnects. Yeah. No, it's not Mario Kart, is it? He's having his can of Coke, he's reading his magazine. Winner, winner. Don't know what the cabin crew up to. Are they just stood there? Ah, no, they must be having a brew out the back. So then guys, if you want to buy any products from Rosefire, feel free to use our code, which is I think it's Flight Deck 26, if I remember. I'm sure it's Flight Deck 26. I'm quite new to all this collaboration stuff, so bear with me. And obviously reach out to Java Sim. I will try and reach out to them to see if they will be willing to provide a discount code for any of you guys watching on stream. They might not, but they might do. I don't know. Certainly a question I can ask. I'm still waiting for them to get back to me, to be fair, around the review we did. But obviously it's over a weekend, so that's probably why I've not heard anything yet. So there we go. Yeah, the weather's actually really smooth, which surprises me. I thought it would be a bit dodgy. But as we come into, where are we now? So at the minute we're just in a little bit of light cloud. There's nothing much. There's a little bit of rain upcoming. There is a little bit of a red patch just as we come out of France over the English Channel. So we may need to skirt around that, which we can do if need be. Like I said, I'm hoping there'll be some ATC on at Heathrow. Because with Todd's Law, I'm trying to debut this new panel. and no ATC on, which is always good fun, isn't it? But obviously it is a bit early in the day. Normally there's a bit more ATC on in the evening time, isn't there? But Heathrow does look quite busy though, so we should be all good. And we can comfortably use auto brake low, I would imagine, for London. Let's have a quick look. Let's see, it's gone a little bit laggy again. It does this from time to time. So our estimated landing weight is, what would we say, 58.4. So yeah, look at that bit. Even without low auto brake and idle reverse, we're not going to use much runway at all. Taxi at the minute, so where are we? I think we're just sort of over Switzerland at the minute, I believe. Yeah, Zurich to the north, look. It's my bad, I'm trying to scroll, but there we go. Pretty much out over France. I think we fly just to the west of... oh no, just to the east of Paris actually, we're flying this time. And then pretty much out overhead, not quite Dover, Seaford, that direction. Then it's pretty much straight into Big Inn and into just north of Gatwick and into Heathrow, which is all pretty cool. Yeah, like I say, at the minute, quite nice weather. I think it's probably going to change the time we get to Heathrow though. So guys, bear with me a minute, I'm just going to go and grab a drink. I'll leave you with some outdoor views. Don't forget to give us a like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and much appreciated for you guys joining us today, especially Leonardo. I think I was pretty much all back with you. I'll do a little bit of popcorn as well. So let's just quickly show you guys. So this, like I said, this is the panel from Jarvis. I don't know how well you can see it, because it's a little bit on the small side. Yeah, this is the panel. So it's made up of 4 panels, but it's all in one unit, which is quite nice. And that's one thing I'm interested in seeing. So it has VESA mounting to it, which is good, but not very good if you want to put it into a pedestal. However, if you check out Jarvis's own website, they've managed to get it into a pedestal, but I don't really know if they've had to do any adaptations to do that. There's all these screws are false screws, so I don't know how they've managed to actually do that. I would imagine maybe the panel's slightly skinnier and it will slot in, but obviously when you compare like the wing control products, there's quite a big size difference in terms of the depth of them, which I don't really know if that would impact it at all. I'm not sure. But like I say, it's really quick, snappy. VHF2, VHF3. If we want to go into nav mode, we can. And yeah, it's really good actually. I'm quite impressed, to be honest. And then obviously you can, if you want to do a VOR, so enable nav mode VOR, and we can enable VOR 1. I presume it will do some beeping. I don't really know this, to be honest. So there we go, yeah, but really snappy to be fair, really happy with it. And Leonardo, I know, I think it was your mum asked yesterday and said, what music do I like? To be fair, one of the things that I've seen you do, which I really like, On Another Love is a good one, and also a bit of Dire Straits as well, to be fair. I don't know if you've done Money for Nothing, not sure, but there we go, some suggestions for you. Hey, Thunder Pilot, how we doing, mate? Hope you're well. Do you tab out your displays using Alt Tab? No, I don't. If I'm honest, I don't have it my display. So the way my setup kind of works is pretty much so the screen's quite close to me, so I can see the instruments really easily, just due to how close everything is. I guess it depends on your setup. I don't really know. I guess it depends on your computer performance to whether it'll have much of an impact. Cheers for the light, Cuba. Thanks, mate. But yeah, so this is the Java Sim overhead for those of you wondering. It's really good. To fair, backlighting is really good on it as well. And also, if you're in the dark, you also can enable your cabin lighting, which is a really neat feature. Now, I have noticed a bit of, I don't know if it's a fault with it, but occasionally these flicker. And I don't know why. Well, there we go. Yeah, the backlight is really good, to be honest. No bleed through really. There's maybe a tiny bit of bleed through in a couple of places, but really good. And yes, they are all good songs, to be fair. I've got a bit of a mixed music taste, to be honest with you. So, there we go. And the overhead itself, I'm trying to think how much it was now. It was a while ago I bought it. I'd like to say it was I think it was about 350 UK pounds. But then that doesn't include shipping and tax. So the shipping wasn't too bad. The shipping was only about 35 UK pounds, something like that. But the what else? The customs duty was quite a bit. That was like over 100. Because it's 20% on depending on the value. Obviously, with the fact it's in US dollars, obviously the conversion rate works quite nicely. But no, it is quite a cool overhead, to be fair, because there's not really any others that follow that same pattern. Most of them are just square blocks. And it does have a few more functions that the others don't. In fairness, like the others that you can get hold of are pretty good. But it just has a little bit more functionality. It has 2 custom buttons here as well. So we have the elect pump and the aft isolation valve, which we can turn off as well. A lot of people went for dual cooling with the second option there. But no, pretty cool, to be honest. So we've got about 260 miles until we're at the top of descent. It should be about 1650. That's obviously unless we get descended a little bit earlier. Yep, Nazarene, how we doing? So guys, don't forget to give us a like, comment, subscribe over on YouTube, and also you can follow us on TikTok as well. We tend to stream most of the time on TikTok, not all the time, but a good majority of the time we tend to. My co-pilot's very quiet, doesn't have a lot to say, to be fair. He's a man of few words. So we're going to make a right turn shortly, in about 40 miles. And then we'll probably be tracking pretty well over to the UK, pretty straight from there on in. Maybe we may get a couple of views of France on the way over. We may not, who knows. Yeah, currently very, very wet at Heathrow. So it could be an interesting approach, to be fair. Nice one. What sort of work have you done, Leonardo, on your next level racing stuff? What have you been up to with it? Have you moved some? Oh, you moved it. Where have you moved it to? I'm intrigued to see. You have to send me some pictures and let me know. Also, guys, yeah, if you want to follow us over on Discord, feel free to join us. You can always drop me a DM on Discord as well if you've got any questions that you don't want to pop into the stream. And like I say, don't forget about that Rose Fire link. I believe you do get a little bit of a discount. I think it's like 6% or something that you guys get off. But in fairness, they've had some pretty good deals this last week or so. Some lovely views though today, because the cloud's quite patchy. Here's some lovely views of the ground. Are you flying at the moment, Leonardo, as well? Or are you just watching myself? I think we'll do some more Jet 2 flights as well in a few days' time. So it's now saying a runway 23 left. There's looks like single runway operations have been put in place. Let's have a look. See what the crack is. Interesting. So I think we're gonna have to do a little change actually. Give me 2 seconds. So let's jump down to MCDU. Right, I think what we need to do is we need to change to 27 left. So at the moment, I'm going to have a quick look at the ATIS for the airport as well. But that's right. So departure a runway 27 left, not 27 right. So they've switched, which is fine because it's the same. It's exactly the same approach. We'll just go down it because there'll probably be a flight plan discontinuity now with change bits in the flight. Oh, there's not actually. But yeah, let's quickly show you on the screen then of the routing on the plan. It's gone a bit laggy again for some reason. I don't know why. Right. So we'll scroll this in. So This is the routing for Heathrow. So let's go back to begin. So here's begin. Obviously reduce speed to 220 knots, then down to 180 knots. Then we do this like little S formation. Then obviously we'll be on to 26 left. Same approach path to 3,000 feet. We'll have a quick look at the minimums. The runways are literally parallel with each other, so there we go. So we'll quickly change it on this end, so 27. And we'll just enable the ILS on here. Begin. Yeah, so the minimums for now 50 feet, wonderful. Or 102 radio per cat 2. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are at. Yeah, I think you're right there, Tom. I think it does depend on the airport. So I obviously have the Builds Heathrow, and I find even on a 24 gigabyte graphics card, it struggles. So what I've done is I've turned some of the settings down in the in the Builds app. I've disabled some of the things that, like the internal sides of the airport, because we don't really walk in there very often anyway. Just hoping we don't have too many stutters on the way down on the ground, because we did the other day. I seem to have had more stutters since this new change to GSX though. Where did you fly to this morning then, Leonardo? Whereabouts did you fly to? Yeah, flight sims are a really hard piece of software to run. Like, loads of people talk to me about flight sim and say, "Oh, why does it look so smooth and so good?" And a lot of the time it's just pot luck. To be fair, it depends on where you're flying. Like you say, some places it can be worse than others. So let's do a quick fuel check. Make sure we are where we should be. So the fuel on board is 4350. Well, it's actually 10 out really, because that says 4340, but there we go. So we will just bring up the operational flight plan. So we'll do it on this side, and we will have a quick look to see roughly where we should be at. We'll see what waypoint we're approaching. So RLP we are approaching. Flight log. RLP, so fuel on board should be minimum of 3610. So we are well above that. 35 kilograms a minute we are burning. Everything's nice and balanced, pretty much. A little bit more. So there will be a slight imbalance between the fuel, because obviously we started engine 1 first, so that would have used a bit more fuel than the other one. That's been running slightly longer, but there we go. So you can see there's a little bit of weather coming up on the right hand side of us. Nothing too drastic. Like I say, once we come into Heathrow, it's going to be very, very wet. And Heathrow Director's just come online, which is wonderful. So, approximately less than 1 hour remaining. About 50 minutes until we should be on the ground. I could consider increasing our speed, because we've got plenty of fuel extra on board. The problem is we've got a 77 knot crosswind at the minute, which doesn't help matters really. If we wanted to, we could increase to like 0.78 or something. Mach and see how we get on there. Let's see, it's gone really laggy again. Down to like 15 FPS at the minute. And then it'll sort itself out and we're back at 70. It's really, really strange why it does this. And I don't know what's changed because I've not changed anything on here. Plan to go to Charles de Gaulle, then the engine failed. Then you went back to Birmingham. Nice one, cool. Did you fly from Manchester then, first of all? Oh, that looks pretty cool, Leonardo, actually. I quite like the way you've done that. To be honest. It's pretty neat. That's really cool. I didn't realise you got the AGP panel, to be fair. Yeah, I thought you'd have flown from Manchester, you normally tend to. I mean, no, it's quite cool. Quite nice with it being over a bit closer. That toilet's so noisy. So sort of, hey, Sprite, how we doing? So we've been streaming what for 1 hour 30 minutes. There we go. I've been in the air 1 hour and 1 minute. Ooh. Hey buddy, how we doing? Hey Kirky, you okay mate? I'm just hoping it doesn't stutter on the way down. That would be really annoying if it stutters on the way down. I think there is a way of saving the same to all of them that I've had to do more manually, to be honest with, because the problem is you can save them all, but then the problem is obviously say for example the A321, the windows are in different places, so I've had to customize basically for each individual aircraft model on here, but I'd imagine there is a way of making it so it's native across all of them. So we're going to see if we can knock a little bit of time off. I'm hoping we don't have to hold a begin. So Heathrow Director is online and there is loads of aircraft. And when I say loads, there's like 20 landing at the moment. And the ground is very busy. I don't know if there's an event on or something, but longest one doesn't nick my stand 512. I like 512. So I'm having massive FPS drops. I've gone from like 70 to 15. And I don't really know why. It's weird because the actual sim looks fairly smooth until you try and move in the cockpit. Which is rather annoying. Yeah, that's the thing. So you'll basically have to customise it for each individual aircraft if you're using different ones. Because otherwise the views will be in the wrong places. Yeah, not sure what's going on in the FPS there. It's just like proper dropped out. No, it's fine again. Slowly recovering itself. Pretty sure the graphics card settings are all up to date and on. Just having a quick look, make sure there's no. Hey, Sky Aviation, how you doing, mate? Hope you well. So, not a million miles ready to go now. 247 miles left to run, which is certainly better than the 600 odd we had earlier. So I don't know who else is following us over on YouTube. Feel free to say hello, so we know who is on the live. Obviously, guys, if you've got any more questions, flight sim related questions, should be able to answer most of them. So don't forget about the race filing we got. Check out Jarvison's website if you want to look at some of their products. And most importantly, don't forget to give us a like, comment, subscribe. Hey, Twinkle Sphere, how we doing? Just hoping the weather holds out a little bit. So, let's start having a look at our descent plan. So we need to be, what do we say, flight 180 by FTAX, which is literally the waypoint after, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to start flying the 321 again a bit more. So I do enjoy the 321. It gives its own challenges. It really does. I also enjoy flying the 319 though, to be fair. A really cool plane. My little dinky tin can that we're flying. Tiny little machine, isn't it? So now we know Heathrow approaches online. I'm just kind of look see if it's around or anything's online. So 128080. So what we're going to do is just going to
27 right, runway condition report 555, transition level, flight level 75, surface, wind 210, 16 knots, gust in 27 knots, variable between 190 and 250, visibility 8 kilometers, light rain, broken at 1,200 feet, temperature +15, dew point +13, QNH 1004, director is open. Departing aircraft make initial contact on frequency 119.730. Turbulence may be encountered in the final stages of the approach. Pilots are to exercise caution when maneuvering in the runway holding areas as wingtip clearance is not assured. Acknowledge receipt of information with the end. Advise aircraft type and current QNH on first contact with Heathrow. Heathrow information whiskey. Time 1450 Zulu. Arrival runway 27 left, departure runway 27 right. Runway condition report 555. Transition level, flight level 75. Surface, wind 210. 16 knots, gust in 27 knots, variable between 190 and 250. Visibility 8 kilometers. Light rain. Broken at 1,200 feet. Temperature +15, dew point +13. QNH 1004. Director is open. Departing aircraft make initial contact on frequency 119.730. Turbulence may be encountered in the final stages of the approach. Pilots are to exercise caution when maneuvering in the runway holding areas as wingtip clearance is not assured. Acknowledge receipt of information with the end. Advise aircraft type and current QNH on first contact with Heathrow. Heathrow information whiskey. Time 14.
Oh, so we've just listened to the ATC for Heathrow. So 27 left is ready for landing. 075 for transition level. Wind is currently 210 at 16 knots, gusting up to 27 knots with the possibility of some turbulence. Visibility is 8 kilometers with light rain, broken clouds at 1,200 feet, 15 degrees Celsius, and the QNH is 1004. So, now we know that, let's jump down here and get this all planned in. So, we know the QNH is 1004. And what we're going to do is, so the wind is coming 210 at 16. We said the temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. The transition level 075. And I'm going to give ourselves a few more knots because we've got loads of runway to use. Loads and loads of runway to use. So I'm going to give ourselves an extra 6 knots there. So I'm going to 136 for our VREF approach. And then we'll have a quick look at the barrier for 27 left, and I'm pretty sure for 102 on the radio. So yeah, that's us all pretty much set up for our approach. Obviously we'll have a quick listen to make sure nothing changes as we get a bit closer. It is very, very busy at Heathrow, so we need to be a little bit careful when we land. I'm going to bring the taxi chart up as well because there's an additional chart for taxiing, which is pretty helpful. Do you remember the guy who sent you a message saying he's making a new vacuum? How's that going? If I'm honest, I've not heard any more, to be honest with you, Leonardo. Yeah, I've not heard anything more from him, to be honest. I think it's not coming out until like the end of this year anyway. And then, hey Carlos, how we doing? Love your streams, thanks. Cheers for that, mate. A lot of efforts does go into the streams, especially with the edits. You wouldn't believe how long it takes me to edit a flight. So even doing that review yesterday, or whenever it was, yeah, it was yesterday. It took me so long to edit that video. I probably spent about 7 hours editing that one video that's literally 20 minutes long. But granted, I'm not the best at editing, so it does take me a bit longer. But even down to like track selection and all that sort of stuff takes forever. So I'm going to start our descent a little bit early. So we're going to initially go to flight level 200 at our Dassault. So about there, 1,200 feet per minute. That seems pretty sensible. I bet we're not a minute miles from Paris, to be fair. Let's have a look, see where we are in the world. Oh. Oh, my bad, we've already gone past Paris. That's my bad, that is. Too busy focusing on what's going ahead. So one thing we can do is get the Heathrow North approach frequency tuned in. There's no ground. So 119730. Let's get that tuned in. So 11973. 11930. So that's already in VHF on standby, ready to move across. I'd imagine they'll probably get in touch with us a little bit earlier than usual. I'd say pretty much into begin. So we are instructed that we must hold at begin unless we have been directed by ATC. So we'll contact ATC a little bit just before begin, just to see if they want us to hold at begin, which they may do. In which case we probably need to have a quick look to see. And so just make sure we're all familiar with that part of the routing. So we will look at the chart and we'll have a quick look at begin, just to make sure we're familiar with the holding pattern. So it's under this arrival here. So I don't know how much you guys know about holding patterns. I know a little bit about them, not a great deal. So this hold can only be done between flight level 150 and flight level 70. So it wants us level at 70 at begin ideally. Sometimes if it's busy they'll give us a different flight level. and then advised to hold at begin. So important bits to look at is, so we can see that it is actually a right hand circuit indicated by the arrow here, and then we can also see there's two headings. So there's a heading of 301 and there's also a heading of 121. So you need to think about which way you're going to insert. So if we were flying out from this direction, obviously you would put the heading 121. If you're flying 301, then you pop that in there. The other important thing with these sort of holding patterns is one of the pieces of information that it'll ask for is the time and the distance. So let me just double check this, but I'm pretty sure it's like 1 minute and 1.5 minutes depending on flight level. So I'm pretty sure if you're below 14,000 feet, it's 1 minute, and if it's above 14,000 feet, I think it's 1.5 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. And then if we wanted to tune the VOR for begin, obviously that's in there, and the speed restriction applies as well within the hold. So that's pretty much where we are at with all that. So we can compute that so it's all ready. As you can see, we've got a bit of weather coming in ahead of us. Yes, I will try and do an equipment video soon, to be fair. I was hoping just to wait till this I work out what I'm doing pedestal wise, but now I've got a few other bits. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've had to move my ECAM back to where it was before, so it's underneath the AGP panel, because unfortunately didn't quite have enough room for it, which is a shame, but there we go. So what we'll do is we will go onto the plan here, and we are going to scroll down to where begin is. We're going to zoom in on begin, and there you go, there is a begin, there is our hold at begin. So what we want to do is we'll plan to hold there, because that is the instruction unless ATC give us straight clearance. So the way to do that, and apologies, we're going to be flitting between the two here, so you can see a bit of both on the screen. So what you want to do is you click onto the begin option here, enable hold, and then the first thing you want to know is what's the inbound course. So we had a look at the inbound course for begin, and we said that was 301 degrees. And what sort of turn is it? Is it a right turn or is it a left hand? So we know it's a right hand turn, and we're going to be below flight level 140, so it's going to be 1 minute. What we'll do is then we will click insert, and if we now move down to begin, it will then give us the option here for the holding pattern for begin, as you can see. So that is the holding pattern for begin, and that is where we would hold if necessary. If when we speak to ATC they say, oh no, we don't need to do a hold, you can just fly ahead in this thing, all you do is press this exit button on the MCDU, and then it will remove that, and you'll just follow the normal plan. But if we've got it all planned in, we haven't got to stress about it when we're a few miles away. One thing we're going to change now, instead of threats on the TCAS, we're going to move that to below. So we've got an aircraft below us as we're descending. I'll see he's about 10 miles away to our left hand side, but we can't see him. So that sort of weather you're not really going to see a great deal. So what is the Rose 5 pedestal? So basically it's just a frame, so it doesn't come with any components. It's just a frame, so it's compatible obviously with all the Rose 5 products, but it's also compatible with the wing control products. The sort of bit of a, not an issue I'm having, but my thought process is, so I've seen an aluminium one, well I presume it's aluminium, which is made by a company called, I think it's called Core Flight something. I'd like to say it's called Core Flight Experience, but I think I'm wrong by that. And they make, so they actually make two things which I really like. They make a actual main instrument panel frame, which is designed for all the wing products, which obviously we own most of them, and then they also make a pedestal for the same thing. So we'll just see how, but I've not made a decision yet. I think it will depend on what money's like, and also just how I'm feeling with it. Hey Jax, how we doing, mate? Hope you're well, buddy. We're just starting our descent now into Heathrow. Shouldn't be too long really before we pretty much get to that point. So I'm going to reduce the rate of descent because we don't want to be too early. So we want to be at flight of 180 by ETVAX, which you can just see coming in on this display now. So we've just reduced it to around 800 feet a minute to fly with 200. And then we can, in fairness, we could just dial it down to 180 and just dial it in there. So 600 feet per minute is more than sufficient, really. We just need to be a bit closer to this other aircraft here, though, because he is only 300 feet below us. Well, no visual of him yet, but he seems to be flying straight ahead anyway. Look at some of this cloud though. Some of this cloud looks pretty mean. We'll see. I don't know if any of you guys have used Rex Atmos, what your sort of experiences are with it. So I do keep considering it because I think, oh, the weather looks amazing on, but then I just think to myself, it's just another add-on to slow my computer down. That's always my thought process with it. Jay, how are you doing? Yeah, so it is a good idea. So there's two options that I'm looking at basically. I think it will come down to, so the Rose 5 one is significantly cheaper. So the Rose 5 one, I think on their own website is about £200. And the aluminium one is, I think, 400 and, well, it's in euros, so I think it works out at like 410 euros, pounds or something. But that does have free shipping with it. Obviously, it won't include import duty and stuff. But that looks really good from what I've seen. The only thing is I've not seen any videos of it in action, which is the thing that makes me a little bit nervous about it, whereas the Rosefire team have been putting promotions left, right and centre. The main difference is basically the material it's made out of, and I'm interested to see, like I've said to Rosefire, I'm willing to go halves with them on it, just so I can see what I'm thinking on. And anyone that has any good experience with YouTube in terms of increasing follower output and stuff, I would be very grateful if someone could get in touch, because yes, it is the same as the RTR Hobby. So basically RTR Hobby buy from Rosefire, I believe. It's all the same sort of company anyway, but I would buy it directly from Rosefire. It's the same price, and also you don't have to pay any shipping. So we're just about to come into the star now. We can see here, so problem 180. So there's no speed restriction until we get to Biggin. Wow, 250 at LLE, whatever it is, 01. And then Biggin's 220 knots, but we will go from there. Like I say, Heathrow North is on a line at the moment. We are going to have a quick listen to the ATIS again. So we're just going to move that back. Oh. Don't know why that's just reset itself. don't know why I can't hear anything. I want to go put the wrong frequency and there we go. 128080. So they said 120.
Departure runway 27 right. Runway condition report 555. Transition level flight level 75. Surface wind 210. 19 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more.
Oh, visibility is
Light
better
rain.
now.
Broken at 1,300 feet. Overcast at 1,700 feet. Temperature +15. Dew point +14. QNH 1005. Director is open.
1005.
Departing aircraft make initial contact on frequency 119.730. Turbulence may be encountered in the final stages of the approach.
Yeah, it's the same company,
Pilots
Leonardo,
are to
that's why.
exercise caution when manoeuvring in the runway holding areas as wingtip clearance is not assured. Acknowledge receipt of information X-ray and advise aircraft type and current QNH on first contact with Heathrow.
Just gonna listen to it again, quickly.
X-ray. Time 1520 Zulu. Arrival runway 27 left. Departure runway 27 right. Runway condition report 555.
555.
Transition level flight level 75. Surface wind 210. 19 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Light rain. Broken at 1,300 feet. Overcast at 1,700 feet. Temperature +15. Dew point +14. QNH 1005. Director is open. Departing aircraft make.
There we go. That's all that done. So 119730. So when we contact Heathrow Director, it advises to report the ATC information and the QNH of 1005, which we know about now. We've adjusted everything, so we just need to. There's 210 at 19 knots now. Sounds like the guts have calmed down a little bit, and the visibilities are much better. 10 kilometers, not 8. So there we go. But yes, it's the same company, Leonardo, mate. That's why. So not a million miles away to now, we're about 90 miles now. And if we will enable terrain, we should be over the water at the moment, yeah. Don't know what we can see out of it, but not a great deal, to be fair. I was just trying to have a look, see if we could see anything a bit better. So whether we need to hold it begin, I don't know. We'll see what we get told by ATC. It'll depend on how busy it is, that's all it'll come down to. It doesn't look hugely busy, there's a few aircraft about, but it's not look crazy busy. So we'll start seeing ourselves on the map here in a moment. I'm just going to remove my squiggle off here. So we just need to change these charts actually to make sure they're... So it's going to be a little bit of a change then to the taxi routing, isn't there? On the approach charts, there we are, right. Got 27 left. So after landing then, if we're using 27, that we going to expect to vacate probably at November 6. And then onto Alpha. We probably should have a quick look just to see where we can vacate to. So if we look in the actual charts here, in the reference documents, or the ground charts maybe, so there should be an arrival brief in there. And there should be something about taxiways. Vacation guidelines, there we go. I think we said November, so 27 left, so Sierra 6 November 6, so it should give me some idea after this of where we can taxi to after landing. So it doesn't actually specify from what I can see here. So obviously it talks about minimum runway occupancy, and then it'll probably want us to hold. So it doesn't actually approve us to go anywhere. Vacating beyond the following. Yeah, so it doesn't actually specifically tell us where we can vacate to. So we'll just hold at the threshold. So we're just coming into UK airspace. I'm just going to bring up some of the charts just so they're ready in case we need to look at them. So we're going to get the seatbelt signs on, get the cabin secure for landing. I'd imagine they'll contact us very soon to speak to us.
Has now switched on the fasten seatbelt signs as will shortly be landing. Please now return to your seat and make sure the toilet purse and belongings are safely put away into the overhead lockers or under the seat in front of you. Once again, if you're sitting in a front row seat or an emergency exit row, please place all items back into the overhead lockers only, leaving the floor area around your seat completely clear for landing. Please check that your table is folded away.
So flight level 180, and we're going to continue descending now to flight level 70.
You're seated by a window and have lowered the blind. Please return this to the open position in preparation for landing. You may continue to use handheld electronic devices for landing. These must be held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger items, including laptops, can be switched off now and stowed away safely. Take a moment to remind yourself of your nearest exit and study the safety card in your seat area. As a reminder, in the event of an emergency, leave all hand baggage behind. Thank you.
Everyone's doing well there then. There we go, right. Let's get them all secure. So we'll see what our landing and approach is like. I'd imagine he will be in touch very shortly. What we might do is just monitor the channel for the minute.
Alpaca 424, we're clear to land. Negative. Roger. Qatari 47 Yankee, turn first right Alpha, hold at Alpha 3.
Right Alpha, holding shot Alpha 3, Qatar 47 Yankee.
Iberia 310 Alpha, left Alpha, I'll call you back.
Left Alpha, Iberia 310 Alpha.
Alpaca 4224, 27 left, you're now cleared to land, the wind 21 degrees at 19 knots.
27 left, clear to land, Alpaca 424, heavy thanks.
Iberia 310 Alpha, you're going to taxi Alpha Bravo, stand 543.
Alpha Bravo, stand 543, Iberia 310 Alpha.
Steven 302, monitor Unicom 122.8. Egypt Air 778 X-ray, runway 27 right, the wind 21 degrees, 19 knots, clears for takeoff.
Wait for takeoff 27 right, Egypt Air 778 X-ray.
So like I say, I'm not very familiar with Heathrow, so we'll play it by ear, but we'll see how we go. We won't contact him just yet, because we're not quite within his control zone, but... So around Biggin's roughly the control zone, but we'll speak to him a few minutes before.
Director Shuttle 14 Golf, ready for taxi.
Shuttle 14 Golf, taxi left Yankee, left Link 53, left Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Yankee, Link 53 Alpha for Pluto, Shuttle 14 Golf.
Virgin 165, stand 313, fully ready. Virgin 165, thank you, push start approved, face north.
Push through to the north, but this is going to be an interesting pushback. I think it's going to put us in between Alpha and Bravo.
Sorry, yeah, I was completely not, I thought you were in the Gulf cul-de-sac. Push and start, if you want to go on Bravo, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it is going to push us north, but it's going to push us north in between Alpha and Bravo.
Yeah, whatever, I'll deconflict traffic, no worries. So it's, I thought you were in a different cul-de-sac, so you can either ideally face to the east on Bravo if you can, if not, we'll make it work.
Okay. X-ray Egypt Air, passing 1,200, climbing 6,000, Egypt Air, 778 X-ray.
Roger.
Emirates, correction, Alpaca 4224, located November 7.
Roger, stand by. Iberia 310 Alpha, hold short Delta.
Hold short Delta, Iberia 300 Alpha.
Alpaca 4224, right, left into Delta.
Oh, well, the buttons there, so it's to do with automatic direction finder. So at the minute, that's going to look for the VOR of Biggin.
Right, then left on Delta, stand 576.
You don't tend to use it very often, though.
Right and left in Delta, correction stand?
576.
Stand 576, Alpaca 424. Heavy.
310 Alpha, obviously after that, 777 to taxi.
So we're going to start reducing our speed out to 220.
After the 777 Alpha Charlie, stand 543, 100, 300 Alpha.
Egypt Air 777, cushion 778 X-ray, climb now, flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Egypt Air, 778 X-ray.
Heathrow Director, good evening. Spirit 97 Tango, QNH 1005, information X-ray.
297 Tango, thank you, squawk 7072.
7072, Spirit 97 Tango.
Qatari 47 Yankee from Alpha 327 right, the wind 210 degrees at 15 knots, cleared for takeoff.
Via Alpha 3 cleared for takeoff, cruise on right, Qatari 47 Yankee.
Sugar Kilo, taxi hold Alpha 4. Shuttle 8 Kilo, taxi hold Alpha 4.
Alpha 4, Shuttle 8 Kilo.
Heathrow, hello, Speedbird 816, stand number 506 PDC, request station start.
Speedbird 816, once the company 320 passes behind from left to right, push, start approved, face north.
After the company passes, push start approved, can you repeat the direction please?
Face to the north.
North, thank you very much.
Speedbird 97 Tango, flying a heading of 340 degrees.
Heading 340 degrees for nice Tango.
Speedbird 97 Tango, you can descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1005.
6,000 feet, QNH 1005, Spirit 97 Tango. Everything else alright.
Theater Director, KLM 320 at your radio check, please.
Your readability 5.
Roger.
Don't know what's going on.
Roger, hello, Speedbird 99, stop 512 with the EDC, push and start. Speedbird 99, push start, actually 299, the Iberia 340 to park just to your right on 543, and then once he's parked, push and prove face north.
For some reason,
once the Iberia's passed, push and start prove face north.
only 2 seconds.
Speedbird 97 Tango, that gives you about 28 miles at 27 left. Is that enough, or do you require more track miles?
And that should be enough for speed on San Tango.
Speed 97 Tango, roger. In that case then, you have 28 miles to 27 left, descend to altitude 5,000 feet.
5,000 feet, 20 miles speed on San Tango.
Triple 8 Kilo by Alpha 4, line of weight 27 right.
So we used a bit of the speed brake, was trying to slow ourselves down. So, approach checklist, Sparrow 1005, seatbelts on, minimums, 102 radio, on the brake low, engine motor up to normal.
Approach looking at one I'm totally sorry, but we can't get...
So, 10,000 feet, London line some.
Can we call you hold short Kilo 2, and I think we might have to turn around to the right so the stand and occupied.
Yeah, no worries, just call me road contact.
We'll call Kilo 2, thank you very much.
Running control, speed route 227 heavy, type 777, 532, 78105.
How do you do an auto land? So basically, you enable the landing system.
That's a lovely story, however, I do not have a flight plan.
But I'll explain one of them in another video.
Papa Kilo, descent 160.
Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo, London, hello, descend flight number 160, it's information Yankee.
Descend 160, information Yankee, Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo.
Speed 97 Tango, just going to take you through slightly, just a bit higher, then I'll establish you from the north.
Hey, firm, speed 97 Tango.
Qatari 47 Yankee, climb now, flight number 180.
Climb now, level 180, Qatari 47 Yankee.
Yeah, it's going to give us a little bit more space.
Kilo 27 right, the wind 21 degrees at 5, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, 27 right, settle 8 kilo.
Speed 97 Tango, turn left heading 240 degrees, cleared ILS approach 27 left.
240 degrees and cleared ILS 27 off first, speed 97 Tango.
Hello, Scandinavian 4627, so level 4.
Scandinavian 4627, London, hello to you, descent flight level 80, is information in Yankee.
880 and we got Yankee Scandinavian 462.
And Virgin 165 request taxi.
Virgin 165 taxi Bravo, link 28 Alpha, hold at Saturn.
Bravo, link 28 Alpha, hold at Saturn, Virgin 165.
Clockstar, Outstar.
And Logan Air 1 on a short Kilo 2.
Logan 190, thank you, right Bravo, hold it Titan.
Right,
It's a bit of a spicy descent this is.
Scandinavian 4627, turn left heading 240 degrees, straighten approach for 27 left.
240 degrees, straight in for 27 left, Scandinavian 467.
So, Lockstar, Glycic Star.
Running control, speed for cabin crew,
Box 1.
5 bar 2.
Play deck.
227, thank you, clearance 5, private message, now report ready for push and start.
Thank you. Cabin secure.
Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo, descend flight level 80.
Descend level 80, Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo. Shuttle 8 Kilo, passing 3,500.
Shuttle 8 Kilo, roger, climb now, flight level 140.
Speed jet, flaps 2.
140, Shuttle 8 Kilo.
I got 20. Well, we've not got 20 odd miles actually. I'm not sure quite what's going on with the wind control panel. It's gone a bit wappy. Yeah, the weather's interesting to be fair. To be honest, it's a bit of a dodgy descent to be honest with you. I'm quite surprised we managed to capture the high slope.
We planned Alpha 4, Shuttle 1 4 Golf.
Shuttle 1 4 Golf, thank you. Taxi Alpha 4, and from Alpha 4, 27 right, the wind 21 degrees, 15 knots, clear for takeoff.
From Alpha 4, 27 right, clear takeoff, Shuttle 1 4 Golf.
So we're going to take off on November 6th.
Yankee, Montana, 122.8, bye-bye.
Cataract Plaza Yankee over the Unicom, thank you, Papa.
Shuttle 8 Kilo, Mama Unicom 122 decimal 8, bye-bye.
122 decimal 8, bye-bye.
There's the Thames.
Logan 19er, turn left Alpha, hold Alpha 3.
Left Alpha, Alpha 3, Logan 1.
G for head Speedbird 816, ready taxi.
Speedbird 816, taxi Alpha, hold at Pluto.
Alpha Pluto, good, 816.
Control shuttle 12 Tango to information Yankee, QNH1005, type A320.
No, I don't. I did it to start with, but then I changed my mind.
Shuttle 1 to Tango, London Control, hello to you, clearance via private message, report ready for push start.
Here comes the rain.
Logan 19, line up on weight 27 right.
Line up on weight 27 right, Logan 19.
Scandinavian 4627, 30 miles to 27 left, descent to altitude
So, approaching 2,500.
is 1005.
5005,
Get down.
London Control, good afternoon, Speedbird 910 November, stand
It's the autopilot disconnect.
Request push start. Speedbird 910 November, just hold position, I'll call you back. Hold the position, Speedbird 910 November.
Speed check flaps 3.
Speedbird 97 Tango, 27 left, the wind 200 degrees, 5 knots, clear to land.
Move down to 7 left, Speedbird 97 Tango. No, clear to land.
Speedbird 99, taxi Charlie, right Alpha to hold at Pluto.
Charlie, right Alpha, hold Pluto, Speedbird 99.
Speedbird 910 November, company 777, shortly took taxi outbound left to right. Once he's clear, push and start approved face north. Behind the company traffic, bus left to right.
So, go around altitude 2,000 feet. Cabin is ready. Here we come, memo. Landing no blue.
Taxi hold Alpha 3, Virgin 169.
Not too visual at the moment.
Base on 6756, that's correct. Look departing the 27 right. Turn
Minimum
right
cruise speed.
on Sierra. Hold Sierra Bravo tree. Short of 27 left.
Hold short Sierra Bravo 3 and then.
Golf, climb now, flight level 150.
Still no visual.
Scandinavian 4627, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, cleared ILS approach 27 left.
4,000 clear ILS 27 left, Scandinavian 4627.
Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo, fly heading 240 degrees, straighten approach for 27 left.
240 degrees shape for runway 27 left, Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo.
Logan 1927 right, the wind 210 degrees, 15 knots, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Logan 19.
2 red, 2 whites, not visual of the runway. Visual, manual flight. Pat 1.
500.
Land.
Virgin 165, line up on weight 27 right.
Line up on weight 27 right, Virgin 165.
Continue.
Shuttle 14 Golf Route direct Southampton.
Oh dear, that's not going to be good. Oh, that's terrible. Transporters, reverse, green brake, auto brake, off. Oh, that was not a good landing. It's really stuttery, really stuttery. So, let's continue down here. Oh, that was horrendous. That was really horrendous. So stuttery.
Version 165 will be about a 2-minute delay due to route separation.
All good. Virgin 165.
Alright, let's vacate here.
And full established to 7 left, Scandinavia 462.
4627, roger. Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo, 30 track miles for 27 left, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, Gin 10.
Oh, look how laggy it is. After landing, radar, predicted wind shear system and a half after landing complete.
QNH 1007, Lufthansa. QNH 1005, Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo.
297 Tango left Alpha, stand 515.
Left Alpha 1515, Spirit, that's outside.
Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo, just confirm the cleared altitude 5,000 feet.
Altitude 5,000, Lufthansa 4 Papa Kilo.
Logan 2.
So, apologies about that, guys. That is the most terrible landing I've done in a long time.
Logan 1 and
That was horrific, in actual fact.
4627.
Did seem a little bit laggy though, and I don't understand why it's so laggy. Right, what do we say? 515.
Director KLM 320, X-ray stand 408, aircraft services through 20 with BDC request.
I don't think we've got a landing gear left, to be fair.
Direct X-ray push and start approved face north.
Push and start a bit close face north KLM 320 X-ray.
Post 16756 at Sierra Bravo 3, cross 27 left now.
Close to 7 left, about to call you.
Version 16527 right, the wind 210 degrees, 15 knots, cleared for takeoff.
Good, okay, 27 right, Virgin 165 rolling.
Logan 19, route direct to Southampton.
Right, Southampton, Logan 19.
A very warm welcome to our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off.
Heathrow approach at Edge 72 over Hazel, flight level 130. Edge 72, hello, Squawk 7075.
You may now make and receive calls.
Squawk 7075, Edge 72.
Electronic devices. To check that you have all of your...
Yeah, no, that was a really bad landing.
Right Alpha, hold at Saturn.
Not acceptable, that. I just slammed it down. This seemed to lose all... I just stuttered that much. The input that I was giving it was like nowhere near what I was trying to put in.
Please remain seated.
So we'll have a look to see if we can get the performance a little bit better.
4 Papa Kilo, descend to altitude 4.
Since whatever the update they've done to Flight Sim, it seems worse, to be fair.
Looking after you. I'm to welcome you on board again sometime soon. Once again, thank you and a very good afternoon.
Edge 72, descend flight level 80. Descend flight level 80, Edge 72. Speed at 816, taxi hold Alpha 3. Hold Alpha 3, Speedbird 910 November, request taxi. Speedbird 910 November, right Alpha, hold at Pluto. Right Alpha, hold 6.
So it's just in between them two other British Airways aircraft.
5, climb down, flight level 150.
150, Virgin 169.
It's almost like some of my graphic settings have been reset.
Speedbird 27, your push and start approved face north.
It's a couple of 777s to the right.
Taxi hold Alpha 3. Hold Alpha 3,
So stand 201 515, there we go.
Virgin 8 Golf, direct to Miami, constant 3 Foxtrot departure, squawk is 1072.
Well, the takeoff was alright, but the landing not so much.
Watch for Miami, squawk 1072, Virgin 8 Golf.
Virgin 8 Golf, read back correct. Logan 19, monitor Unicorn 122.8, bye-bye.
122.8 for us, Logan 1, and thank you very much for that.
Leeward 816 from Alpha 327 right, the wind 210 degrees, 15 knots, cleared for takeoff. Diddle 3, Heathrow, hello, it's information Yankee, route direct to Farmington, when ready, descend flight level 90, level 5 Farmington. Leeward 99 behind the park.
Parking brake set.
320, line
2 minutes post shutdown, AP is available. Engine master 1 and 2.
Postman 6756, line, taxi hold Alpha 3.
It's a director, KLM 320 X-ray request taxi.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross.
KLM 320 X-ray, roger, taxi Tango, right Sierra, hold at Sierra Bravo 3, short of 27 left.
Taxi Tango, Sierra, hold Sierra Bravo 3, hold of runway 27 left, KLM 320 X-ray.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and cross check.
Awesome. So that is us on the ground somehow at Heathrow. So, first of all, apologies for that landing. That was a... not even a landing, was it? It was a belly flop onto the runway somewhere. Thankfully there wasn't loads of people watching, so it's always a bonus. So let's just quickly run the parking checklist. So parking checklist, parking brake on trucks, parking brake is set, engines off, wing lights off, and fuel pumps off. Parking checklist is complete.
Postman 6756 behind departing British Airways 777, landing from weight 27 right behind.
So then guys, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. It was a nice departure out, not so much of a nice flight into Heathrow. That was a horrendous landing. But no, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you've semi-enjoyed it. And hopefully we'll see you all again very soon. Take care and speak to you all soon. Bye for now.